I'm just getting ready to go out, so I thought that I would do a quick recording before I put the makeup on so you can see the state of my skin. I've had so many people who've been commenting and saying such lovely things, and I really appreciate it, so thank you all so much for the support and the comments and the feedback. One of my friends, Nikita, recommended that we made sweet potato fries, so we did that last night, which is something I've wanted to do for a really long time, and it was actually really easy. So we made those last night, and oh my gosh, they were so tasty. So what we did is we put the oven on to 200 degrees Celsius, and then I sliced up sweet potatoes really finely, and I mixed them in a bowl with oil, salt, pepper and paprika, and then stuck them in the oven for about 30 minutes until they were golden brown and cooked, and they were delicious. The gluten-free stuff is going really well. I spent the weekend in Cumbria, which is where I recorded that last video, and we had a party on the Saturday night, so my friend who is a vegan and I made a pasta meal with vegan pesto and then added a bit of chicken for the meat eaters, and the pasta was obviously gluten-free, and it was a really good meal. It was tasty, it was sugar-free because my friend is also sugar-free. That was successful, and everybody else were like, this is really amazing, so it was really nice to be able to cook a vegan gluten-free meal for everybody, and they thought that that was nice because there's such a kind of, oh, you eat special diet, it must be horrible food, so yay for proving people wrong. Okay, you're not here for a complete blow-by-blow account of what I've eaten, so let's just say that it was successful and it's been good. This morning John went out for me and bought some gluten-free granola, which was really good. It did have yogurt chips in it, and I can't remember if I said that I'd had a milkshake when we were at Sid's Diner on Friday night, and it had a very bad effect on me. My feet are just covered in eczema, and it is directly related to the dairy. I've talked about how I've experimented with that before, so I've decided to go as dairy-free as possible for now. I'm not going to cut it completely because I have had experience of trying to have a completely dairy-free diet in the past. It's not easy. So we had the gluten-free granola this morning, and it had yogurt chips in it, and then I put a dollop of yogurt on it with honey, chopped up a banana and some strawberries, and then had it with soya milk. So it was kind of very much reduced dairy, and it was really tasty. It was probably the best breakfast I've had since I started doing this, so that one's going to go on the regular menu as well. I keep being constantly surprised by how much normal food is really appropriate. I'm able to say that because I'm not a celiac, and I know that I'm not super duper sensitive to it, so I can eat things that may have traces of gluten in them. So like I'll look at a packet of crisps, like Doritos are made of maize and they are gluten-free in essence, but they're produced in a factory where there is gluten. So for me that's fine, it means I can eat it, but if you were a proper celiac it wouldn't. I don't know if that would be okay, I'm not sure how sensitive it can be. So I've been really surprised by how much stuff is actually, you know, fairly accessible, and it's been really good. I think because I had such a bad experience with the dairy when I went completely dairy-free a few years ago, and there are so many things that have milk powder in them, and if you're having a completely dairy-free diet, they're just completely out. So I was really nervous when I started the gluten-free thing that would be the same issue. Like, I'd find it really difficult to find substitutes or even just normal food that I was able to eat. Like, as an example, salt and vinegar crisps that you get here in the UK have dairy in them, and that used to be one of my favourite snacks. So when I discovered that I couldn't have those when I was completely dairy-free, it was a nightmare. Whereas now, some of the things that I really like to eat, like Doritos and sesame snaps, and you know, just a few kind of snacky things, which you probably shouldn't eat too much of anyway, but they're okay and that's good. I've had people saying that my colour's looking better. I personally don't see it. I still feel like I have loads of acne, but I'm hoping that with going much reduced on the dairy that will improve. My insides are still feeling good. I have apparently lost weight, that's what John said when he first saw me a few days ago, which was very gratifying. So yeah, it's going really well, and I'm really loving all the comments. Everybody seems to be quite enjoying what I'm doing, so I hope that you are. And if you have any thoughts on what you'd like to see me talking about or hear, or you know, if you want me to talk about some of the foods that I'm eating specifically or any recipes that I found, then do let me know. I'm very happy to do that. If you like this video, then do give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more. The lambing video is coming. I am busy editing it, but it's really long. I have about 4 hours worth of footage that I took, so I'm trying to cut it down so that it's sort of appropriate, and then it also has like a good overview of what happens in the lambing shed on a daily basis. So I'm trying to get that down to about 15 minutes. I might split it into a few episodes. Then I'm also going to have to do 2 versions, because one version is going to be very gory. There are images of sheep giving birth, and I know that not everybody likes that. So anyway, stay tuned for that, and I will see you guys soon. Bye!